Hari Om. Welcome to Planet Bhakti channel. Thank you so much, my friends, for your very good response about the other videos about Hanumanji. We also talked about the miracles of Hanumanji recently. And one of the questions came up is, are we going to talk about miracles of Hanumanji only? And the answer is absolutely no. We will talk about many other such incidences that people do experience, and people worship different gods. Either it could be Hindu, even in other religion, and we don't want to put a limit to only one thing, because ultimately everything is one, and we'll talk about many other such experiences. So today I'm going to bring up another incident that is also kind of a miracle, and you will realize the power of emotions here. And that miracle is considering the theme that we don't want to just talk about Hanumanji's miracles only. So I have brought in somebody who is very well known in the Indian community, and that is none other than Sri Sai Baba from Sirdi. So Shirdi is a town in Maharashtra in India, and those people who are aware of Sai Baba is not nothing new. A lot of people worship him as God, although there are people who do not want to believe in such a manner. And I have nothing against them. I just brought it because I heard such an incident. So I'm not trying to change anybody's belief. If you don't, or if you do, you are most welcome to follow that your thinking and thought process. I'm here just to state something that I think will be beneficial to all of us. So, having said that, as we see, those who know at least this Sai Baba, he actually was in the form of human on this earth very recently. So, a lot of people would have seen, and actually, there are two aspect he always preached, and those are, it is called Shraddha. This word here, it says Shraddha, which means belief, and on the other side it says Saburi, which means patience. And a lot of people have been taught these principles, that you should always have faith, and you should always have patience. So that's what Sai Baba used to teach. And although it looks from these pictures right now, we see that this temple that I took a picture from, that this is very affluent places, that everything is in gold and all. But if you see the actual picture, for example, this is a close up of a lot of temples use this particular type of statue for Sai Baba. And I just thought it will be a good idea to look at this very close up. But the real Sai Baba, if you see, was somebody like this. He was a very plain, simple person, and he used to just go around the town, ask for some, it is called bhiksha, means he would people would give him some food and all. He will not cook himself just for himself. He would not. He's basically a saint. So that's how it was. And as you can see the date, he was there until October 15, 1918. So not that long ago, about 100 years plus. And but nobody knows when he was born and where he came from. And there are lots of details about Sai Baba that we can find online and many other places. So I'm not going to go into the details of those things, but I wanted to bring up this. And actually there were a few pictures, old pictures, that are found, although I blew up this little more, so the clarity is not that great here. But this is a real picture, they say. This is another one. So these are all real picture. There are families from these people that you see in the picture. In the middle, of course, Sai Baba is there, but there were a few people who used to be with him. And even today there are people who from these people's family, they are still there, living in and around Shirdi and such other areas. And people have been interviewed, and they narrate certain stories, that how their father, grandfather, great great grandfather used to live with Sai Baba, and what experiences they had. But today we are going to talk about an experience um, that is somewhat recent, I would say. uh, Not so recent, of course. It is 1986. So but this is narrated by a real lady called Mrs. Sita Bai Parker. That's her name, and she lived in Dombivli, Mumbai. Nowadays we call it. Now what happened is, her Her husband named Ramachandra Parker, he used to be a sculptor. Like he would make some statues out of that uh, mitti, not stone. So he would put water and lime and all those things together, and he will make some nice this thing statues. Now, unfortunately, he had an attack of paralysis, and he was not able to work because one of the sides, his right side, stopped working. So he could not move his hands. I mean, obviously, to make a statue or something, you need two hands. I mean, as a painter, maybe you can do away with one hand, but in this case you need two hands no matter what. So it was very difficult for him to do his work. Now what happened is, one of their family friends, they went to Shirdi, the place I showed you, the Shirdi temple, and there was a little boy with them, and he liked one of the pictures, something like that. You see, I don't know exactly which picture it was, but something on this line, and he loved it. Now he's a little boy. He said, "Oh, this is a great picture of Sai Baba. I would love to make this as a statue, and I'll ask Uncle Parker to make it for me." Now, this little boy's mother was with him, and he said, "Look, Mr. Parker, meaning Uncle Parker, is not doing well recently. He may not be able to make this statue." And obviously, a child is a child, right? He said, "No, no, I know he will make it for me." But she said, "Yeah, he's not well. He may not be able to make it. So just keep the picture. That's fine." He said, "No, no, no. I do want this to be made, and I want to worship Baba." So she said, "Okay, if you want to do it, pray to Sai Baba in that temple that to get Uncle Parker well soon." And he said, "Okay, I'll do it." So basically, child is a child. He prayed, went back home, and he was so excited. The very next day after they arrived back home, he went to visit Uncle Parker. He said, "Uncle Parker, look at this picture. I would love to make this a statue out of this. I know you can make it." Now, obviously, everybody was shocked, and the wife of Mr. Parker, Mrs. Sitabai, she said, "Look, he's not well right now, but why don't you do it? He will try to make it later, and we'll let you do." He said, "No, no, I want it very soon. When can we make it?" Now, it was hard to convince this little boy, right? And the boy, children are children, as I said. So somehow, they all basically very emotional, like look at this innocence, and he doesn't understand what is paralysis, and how things work and all that. But somehow Mr. Parker thought that something happened to him, basically something inside him said that, asked his wife to, he said, after they left, and he promised the boy that, "Okay, I will work on this, and I'll let you know." And the boy was excited. He left. Then after they left, Mr. Parker told his wife to bring some water and the material to make it. And his wife was surprised. She said, "Well, how can you make it? You can just use one hand, it, and you have not been able to do it for almost a year. I mean, this issue was paralysis was there for almost a year now." He said, "No, no, let me try." So he prepared everything. He outlined something on paper with one hand. He did some prep work basically. The next day, now those who know, and I will talk about this separately sometimes, that Sai Baba, there is a very well-known thing is ashes that he used to put a burning wood he would used to keep in his hut, and he would give that ash, and he had basically direct connection through that somehow, that people, whoever had whatever kind of problem, if you put this is called udi, the ash was is called udi, and you put it on your skin, you put on your mouth, you drink it in water, and people have been cured or at least seen some effect. So those devotees who really follow Sai Baba, they would have this udi, this ash in their home. They usually carry it. So these people were also devotees, Mr. Parker. So he asked his wife to bring that udi. He put on his right arm and also put some in water and drank it, and prayed to Sai Baba and tried to use his hand slowly. that by the evening he felt that he was able to move his hand. Now, if you know, paralysis is such a thing that you can't even move a millimeter of that body part. But in this case, he somehow felt that he could, and he saw that he was able to move it little more. The next day, the effect was even better, and within a week, his hands were almost like regular, hand that the other hand is, and he was able to make the complete statue of Sai Baba. Now, this is nothing sort of a miracle to obviously to the family, number one, and to the boy who was so excited to see this happen. And of course, that boy's mother who basically had given up, even Mr. Parker's wife, nobody expected that he would be able to do this again with his hands. And lo and behold, this happened. So people believe that, well, there are two things at play here. Obviously, Sai Baba is Sai Baba, and a lot of people, just like Hanumanji, a lot of people pray to him and have noted and seen great miracles, great experiences that happen through Sai Baba. So don't discount this. Always keep in open mind. As I have always said, on this planet Bhakti, you will hear certain things that even I myself, I am, as I said earlier, if you have read my intro video, I am from the US, originally from India. I am an engineer. I have an MBA. All these degrees and all these materialistic things that make us proud. Actually, it is the thing that is called Maya, and that is what we are going to talk about in some Gita related discussions that will follow after this in other videos. That is, so those things, and when I experienced a few things, I said, "Well, wait a minute, there is something behind this. Okay, let's not be so stubborn, and how, no matter how much scientific minded I am, I had to give a second thought to certain experiences that I read or heard from others. And that's why I'm saying that please keep an open mind. There will be certain things that nowadays even science is accepting. Consciousness experiences that people, NDE, for example, near death experiences, there are a lot of discussion in on the western countryside, that they are doing some research and accepting that there is something behind just this. We come in this world and then die, and that's the end of the world. So there are a lot of such things. Anyway, going back to our story here, so obviously the child was an instrument here, and his innocence and his belief, and that's why I pointed out that shraddha, the belief, and saburi, that patience, that worked here. And Mr. Parker was, after that he also got some additional orders for other deities, like Ganeshji's statues and all. And obviously he started doing well. Obviously, for the family it was an amazing thing. Somebody who stops working financially, it's a burden. Also, as a take caretaker, somebody has to be there, all those kind of things. Anyway, you got the idea. So I wanted to share this today, a slightly different aspect, that there are other experiences that also we will include in our discussion. Please share your thoughts. What would you prefer? If you have any special suggestion or any experiences that you would like to share on this channel, maybe through directly a letter, email, or even as an interview, I am open to it. Because ultimately, my simple belief is, the more we share, the more we understand. If we can help somebody who is going through some difficult times, and if this kind of stories, some these kind of experiences may help give a ray of hope, then we have lived our life. So, having said that, again, thank you so much. And please subscribe if you haven't. Please share this video if you like it. And I will see you in the next video. Jai Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram, Om Namah Shivay.